Hello, this is Dr. Phil Fernandes, the president of the Institute of Biblical Defense and the pastor at Trinity Bible Fellowship. And today I'm going to be answering some questions that we got about the Islamic faith, the Muslims. And Islam was founded by Muhammad about 600 AD. He was in Arabia, and he considered himself to be the greatest prophet ever. He died in 630 AD. He wanted to unify the Arab tribes in one Islamic regime, if you will. And he didn't pick a successor, so the majority are followers of the Prophet's way. They're the Sunnis. The Shia, they have their leader they think is a successor of Muhammad, and they believe that they call him the Ayatollah, and they think he speaks for God. It's based primarily out of Iran, and so, but there's a lot of them in Iraq as well. So you have the Sunnis and the Shia. They sometimes battle each other, sometimes they join forces, and there's terrorists that comes out of both camps. For the Muslims, the way they worship, the most important thing they have for them is the 5 pillars of faith. First is the creed, that Allah is the one true God, and there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. And you recite that in Arabic, and that's in public, and then you convert to Islam. Of course, that's if you recite it believing. Muhammad Ali did that when he was Cassius Clay, and he became Muhammad Ali. Mike Tyson actually did that as well in public after a fight, and the reporter didn't know what he was saying. I recognized it as the Islamic creed. So there's the creed. Then there's prayer. They pray 5 times a day. You know, Islam means submission to God, and so they submit themselves to Allah, and they bow before Him 5 times a day and pray towards Mecca, their holy city. There's almsgiving. They give 1/40th of their income to Muslim causes and to help poor Muslims. Then they fast during the month of Ramadan, the Muslim holy month. They fast from sunrise to sunset during that month. And then pilgrimage is the 5th pillar of faith, where once in a lifetime a Muslim will go on a pilgrimage to Mecca, and if they're not healthy enough, they'll pay somebody else to go in their place. So that's the 5 pillars of faith. They believe in, besides God and humans, there are angels and jinn. Jinn are between the angels and humans, or some other entities, and they believe that many of the Old Testament prophets are really prophets, and that Jesus himself was a prophet, though not as great as Muhammad. Their holy book is the Quran. Supposedly Allah, the Muslim God, dictated it to Muhammad. And there are many Muslims that are peaceful Muslims, but you gotta understand that there's so many Muslims on the face of the earth. I think something like 1 of every 5 people, so about 1.4 billion Muslims now. Probably at least half of them are just nominal Muslims who really, when threatened at the edge of a sword, they just said they converted to Islam. But still, you have probably about 700 million serious Muslims, but a lot of them don't really read the Quran, and they move to America and they chase the American dream and they forget all about jihad. But the fact of the matter is, it only takes 1% or 2%. More likely, it's probably about 10%. You're talking millions of Muslim wannabe terrorists, and so Islam is a religion of violence. Muhammad believed that if people didn't convert to Islam, that you would have put them to death. And in Surah 9:5 is the kind of the ultimate passage there in the Quran, although the Hadith gets even into the details on how you should execute the infidel, the non-Muslim believer. And but if people don't convert, then Muhammad, if somebody wants to convert to Islam, Muhammad would say, well, they'd say, what's in it for me? He'd say, well, you try to convert people. If they don't convert, you get to kill them. You can steal their wives. You can steal their wealth, their money, their property, their livestock. So there's a lot of earthly goodies you could get, spoils you could get. And that explains the early growth of Islam. But in Surah 9:5, he tells them that after the holy months, you slay the infidel wherever he may be found. But if he converts, or at least pays the alms, pretty much pays a tax, 1/40 of his income to the Muslims, don't kill him. So now keep in mind, even people who claim to be Christians who weren't really Christians and they killed in the name of Christianity, no other religion got so bad that its founder had to remind his followers, look, if they convert, don't kill them. So a lot of these Muslims were actually thinking, why even try to convert people when if they convert, we only get 1/40th of their income. But if we kill them, we get everything that is theirs. And so in Surah 9:5, Muhammad talked about killing the infidel, but don't kill them if they convert. Islam is a bloody religion. Islamic terrorism is exactly that. It's terrorism committed by Muslims who take the Quran seriously. Whenever you have a back to the Bible movement, you get peace, you get liberty, you get advances in technology. All the advances in technology in the history of Islam was because Muslims got away from the Quran. But when they go back to the Quran, forget about the advances, you get bloodshed. Islam is a bloody religion. And so in the next episode of the Phil Fernandes Show, we'll talk about how America can deal, how America should deal with Islamic terrorism. Thank you and God bless.